The notification popped up while I was sitting in my lawyer's office, reviewing the settlement papers that would officially end my marriage to Richard Hartwell III. My phone buzzed against the mahogany conference table, and despite Diane's disapproving look, I glanced at the screen. Facebook, you've been tagged in a post by Jennifer Morrison Blake. Against my better judgment, I opened it. There it was, in all its glory, a photo of me from last Christmas, admittedly not my best angle, caught mid-bite of stuffing, with Jennifer's commentary overlaid in that obnoxious cursive font she loved. My loser sister still single at 35 while some of us are planning baby number 3. Others are still focusing on their career, #spinsterlife, #TikTok biological clock, #pray for Sarah. The comments were already rolling in, old high school classmates, distant relatives, her mommy blog followers, all chiming in with their sympathy and unsolicited advice. Poor Sarah, has she tried online dating? My cousin was single until 37 and then met someone. There's still hope. Maybe if she wasn't so picky. Career women always regret waiting too long. I set the phone down and returned my attention to Diane, who was highlighting another clause in the agreement. As we discussed, the intellectual property remains entirely yours. All patents, trademarks, and proprietary technology developed before and during the marriage are excluded from marital assets. Mr. Hartwell has agreed to a clean break, no claims on your companies, no ongoing financial obligations either way. And the NDA? I asked. Ironclad. He can't discuss your net worth, your companies, or any details about your assets, as far as the public is concerned. This is an amicable divorce between two professionals. I signed where she indicated, each signature another step toward freedom. Richard wasn't a bad man, we'd simply married for the wrong reasons. He'd wanted a trophy wife to complement his hedge fund lifestyle. I'd wanted cover while I built my empire. For 5 years, it had worked. I played the corporate wife at his events while secretly running 3 tech companies from my hobby room. The marriage had served its purpose. Now it was time to shed that skin. That's the last one, Diane announced, gathering the papers. Congratulations, Sarah, you're officially single again, and approximately $30 million richer than when you walked in. The money was always mine, I corrected. Now it's just legally protected. My phone buzzed again. Jennifer had updated her post. Update, just found out she's at a lawyer's office right now, probably getting sued for being such a workaholic. This is what happens when you think you're too good for a normal life. I couldn't help but laugh. If only she knew which lawyer's office and why. The drive back to my apartment was peaceful. I'd moved out of Richard's Manhattan penthouse months ago, choosing a modest but comfortable place in Brooklyn. From the outside, it looked like a downgrade. In reality, it was freedom from pretense. My phone rang through the car speakers. Mom. Sarah. Honey, I just saw Jennifer's Facebook post. Are you okay? I'm fine, Mom. She shouldn't have posted that. I told her it was mean-spirited. But you know your sister. She's just worried about you. Worried. That's what they called it when Jennifer publicly humiliated me for sport. She's always been jealous, Mom continued, ever since you got that scholarship to MIT and she had to go to community college. She chose to get married at 19 instead of finishing school. That wasn't my fault. I know, sweetheart. But she sees you with your fancy job and your city life, and she feels inadequate. My fancy job. If only Mom knew that my consulting work was actually running a cybersecurity firm that protected Fortune 500 companies from data breaches. That my little startup had just been valued at $45 million. That my side projects included 2 other profitable tech ventures. But I'd learned long ago that money talk in our family only led to problems. Jennifer's husband Blake had borrowed $50,000 from our parents for his failed restaurant venture and never paid it back. My brother Tom had declared bankruptcy twice trying to flip houses. Success in the Morrison family was seen as a target, not an achievement. Tell Jennifer not to worry, I said. I'm exactly where I want to be. After hanging up, I scrolled through more comments on the post. It had over 500 reactions now, shares climbing. Jennifer was basking in the viral attention, adding updates every hour. 3 p.m. update, still no response from Sarah, too busy with her important meetings to defend herself. 5 p.m. update, Mom says Sarah is fine but won't return anyone's calls. Classic avoidance. 7 p.m. update, remember when she said she'd be married by 30? #aged like milk. Each update drew more engagement, more pity, more judgment from people who hadn't spoken to me in years but felt qualified to dissect my life choices. Meanwhile, I was at home, reviewing the contracts for my company's upcoming acquisition. A Silicon Valley giant wanted to buy my cybersecurity protocol for $15 million. Not bad for something I'd developed in my hobby room while Richard attended charity galas. The irony wasn't lost on me. While Jennifer crafted her narrative of my failure, I was literally signing papers worth more than her husband would earn in 10 lifetimes. The next morning, I woke to 47 missed calls and over 100 text messages. Jennifer's post had gained traction overnight. Someone had shared it in our high school alumni group. It had made its way to Reddit. I was officially viral as the loser sister. My business partner, Marcus, called while I was making coffee. "Sarah, have you seen?" "Yes. Do you want me to handle it?" "I can have our PR team." "No, let it play out." "You sure? This is getting ugly." "Someone posted your high school yearbook photo." "Marcus, I'm about to close 3 major deals worth a combined $22 million. My sister's Facebook drama is background noise." "If you say so." "By the way, the Tokyo investors confirmed for next week. They're very excited about the expansion proposal." "Perfect. Book the private jet for Tuesday." "Will do." "And Sarah, your sister's an idiot." After hanging up, I checked Facebook again. Jennifer had posted a throwback photo of us at her wedding, where I'd been her maid of honor. TBT to when we were both young and hopeful. I found my prince at 19. Sarah still waiting for hers at 35. Starting to think she scared them all away with her independence #toughlove #reality check. The comments section was a masterclass in small-town gossip. I heard she never got over her college boyfriend. My daughter saw her at Whole Foods buying wine for one. So sad. She probably intimidates men with all that career talk. Some women just aren't meant for marriage. I screenshotted everything. Not for legal reasons, Jennifer wasn't worth suing, but for my own personal archive of exactly who these people were. Then I made a decision. I composed a single comment under her original post. "Hey Jen, just saw this. You're right. I am at a lawyer's office today, signing some papers. Hope you and Blake are well." Within minutes, my phone exploded. Jennifer called 6 times in a row. I let it go to voicemail each time. Her texts came in rapid fire. "What papers?" "Sarah, answer me. Mom says you're not returning her calls either." "What kind of papers? Are you in trouble?" "This isn't funny." "Sarah." I muted the conversation and went about my day. Meetings with my development team, lunch with potential investors, a conference call with our Hong Kong office. Real life, not Facebook life. By evening, Jennifer had shifted tactics. A new post appeared. Update: Sarah finally responded but won't say what legal papers she was signing. Now I'm worried. What if she's in serious trouble? Despite our differences, she's still my sister. Please pray for her. The pivot from mockery to concern was almost impressive. She'd sensed a story beyond her control and was trying to wrestle back the narrative. I posted my second and final comment. "No trouble. All good news. Thanks for the prayers though." This drove her absolutely insane. The calls intensified. Texts from random relatives flooded in. Everyone wanted to know what papers, what news, what was happening in Sarah's mysterious life. I maintained radio silence for 3 days, during which Jennifer's posts grew increasingly frantic. Day 2, Sarah still won't tell us what's happening. Family is worried sick. Day 3, starting to think something major is going on. Sarah has never been this secretive. Please someone in NYC check on my sister. She's gone dark and we're terrified. Meanwhile, I closed the 3 deals, finalized the acquisition, and booked a celebration dinner with my team at 11 Madison Park. Life was good when you lived it instead of performing it. Finally, on day 4, the news broke. Not through me, I still hadn't said a word, but through TechCrunch, who'd gotten wind of the acquisition. Breaking: stealth mode cybersecurity startup Nova SEC acquired by tech giant for $15 million. Founder Sarah Morrison maintains majority stake in parent company valued at $30 million plus. The article included my professional headshot and a brief bio that mentioned my other ventures. Within an hour, it was trending in tech circles. That's when Jennifer's phone calls stopped. Instead, a new post appeared. No cursive font this time, no emojis, just plain text. "Why didn't you tell us you own tech companies?" I waited exactly 1 hour, enough time for all our mutual connections to see her question, then posted my reply. "You never asked." The internet exploded. Screenshots of the exchange went viral on Twitter. "You never asked" became a meme. Someone made a TikTok dramatizing the entire saga. Reddit had a field day analyzing the family dynamics. But the best part was the silence from Jennifer's end. No more posts, no more updates, no more commentary on her loser sister's sad single life. Others filled the void though. Wait, the Sarah Morrison from Nova SEC is Jennifer's sister? I took her cybersecurity seminar last year. She's brilliant, 35, single, and worth $30 million? Goals AF. Jennifer deleted all her posts. She hadn't deleted them, I'd checked, but she had locked down her profile, hidden from anyone not on her friends list. The mommy blogger who lived for public validation had suddenly discovered privacy. A week later, my phone rang. Jennifer. Sarah. Hey, Jen. I owe you an apology. Do you? I shouldn't have posted that. It was cruel. Which part? The original post calling me a loser? The updates mocking my single status? Or the performance of concern when you sensed a story? Silence. I didn't know that I was rich? Would it have mattered if I wasn't? Would I have deserved basic respect if I was just a single 35-year-old woman working a regular job? That's not. I didn't mean. Yes, you did. You meant every word. You just didn't expect consequences. Sarah, please, we're sisters. We share DNA. That's about it. You've spent years using me as a punchline to make yourself feel better about your choices. That ends now. Are you cutting me off? Because of one Facebook post? I'm establishing boundaries. You want a relationship? Earn it. Start by examining why you felt entitled to humiliate me publicly for existing differently than you. Okay, I understand. Can I ask one thing? What? Were you ever actually single? Or was that a lie too? I thought about Richard, about our quiet arrangement, about the marriage that looked perfect from the outside but was a business partnership at its core, about the divorce papers that freed us both to find something real. I was married for 5 years. We divorced amicably. The papers I was signing? Protecting my assets in the settlement. Turned out I didn't need protection. He wanted nothing from me. But you assumed lawsuit because that fit your narrative better. Why didn't you tell anyone you were married? Because it was none of your business. Because I don't owe anyone a performance of my personal life. Because I learned long ago that this family weaponizes information. That's not fair. Blake borrowed $50,000 from mom and dad. Never paid it back. You told everyone it was for a restaurant. But it was to cover his gambling debts. Tom's bankruptcy? Both times were from failed pyramid schemes, not real estate. Should I continue? Silence again. We all have our secrets, Jen. The difference is, I don't broadcast yours on Facebook for likes. After we hung up, I sat in my Brooklyn apartment, looking out at the city lights. My phone buzzed with congratulations from real friends, interview requests from tech publications, investment opportunities from venture capitalists who'd discovered I existed. None of it mattered as much as the freedom I felt. No more hiding. No more pretending to be less than I was to make others comfortable. No more allowing family to define my worth by their limited metrics. I opened my laptop and started writing a blog post. Not about Jennifer, she'd had enough attention. But about the price of success for women who refuse to shrink themselves. About the families who'd rather see us fail conventionally than succeed unconventionally. About the freedom that comes from building your own life, even if others call it lonely. The title came easily. You never asked. A tech founder's guide to setting boundaries. Within 24 hours, it had 1 million views. Women from around the world shared their own stories of being diminished, dismissed, or defined by families who never bothered to actually see them. Jennifer never apologized publicly, but at the next family gathering, she introduced me differently. This is my sister Sarah. She runs tech companies. It wasn't much, but it was a start. And when someone asked if I was dating anyone, I smiled and said, "You never asked the right question." What's the right question? Am I happy? Are you? Deliriously. And that, more than any Facebook post or viral moment or $1 million deal, was the truth that mattered. Single at 35? No. Free at 35? Absolutely. Worth $30 million? Yes. Worth respecting regardless? Always was. Some lessons are expensive. Others are priceless. Learning the difference? That's worth everything.